welcome everyone to another very exciting session in the series Gender Transformation for Business Sense, hosted by the Gender Transformative Research Methodologies Community of Practice. I'm Jessica and I'm supporting this webinar series, and today we are very excited to be bringing stories and case studies of gender transformative leadership from Laos, PDR and Cambodia. So, what are we hoping to learn today or to uncover with our very exciting and inspiring speakers? So, we're going to learn about the values and qualities of transformational leadership by both trade union activists and transgender advocates. We are going to be hearing about their inspiring stories of leadership and how they're working to reduce exploitation, discrimination, and inequality in workplaces and communities. And we're going to think together about how we can support women and transgender leaders at the family, community, and workplace level. So, what kind of support do these special types of leaders need? So, I am very delighted to be introducing the speakers. We're not going to hear from them just yet because we want to hear from you first. But today we have Sister Phallin, who is president of the Cambodian Food and Service Workers Federation, and Dr. Inleusa, who's a transgender advocate in Laos. So we're very excited to have them. And those of you that joined us last month, we had our first of this mini-series on transformative leadership, and we asked you, what does transformative leadership mean to you? So we just wanted to take a moment to just think back to that question and what everyone shared. So we thought that transformative leadership was about creating meaningful, lasting and positive change, which obviously includes challenging the status quo and addressing root causes to achieve impact, inspiring and empowering others, so really motivating people around this shared vision and helping them take action, leading with equity, inclusion and empathy, so in respecting dignity, human rights, diverse perspectives, and ensuring everyone can contribute, supporting growth and development. So we really want everyone to be able to thrive, leading with purpose and integrity, modeling our values, and adapting to context and fostering innovation. So how can we be flexible and responsive and encourage new ways of working? So it was really rich insights that we generated together last month, and we hope that we can build on those today. So we've got an opening poll, and we just want to get a sense of who we've got in the room with us. So I'm going to launch that now. So just take a moment to think about, what of these do you identify with? So do you think of yourself as an advocate, activist, worker, leader, unionist, member of a community, researcher or practitioner, or maybe something else? And if it's something else, you're always free to share that in the chat with us as well. So hopefully you can see that poll. Yep, I can see some answers coming in.
So we can click more than 5, right?
I hope so. You're testing
Yeah,
new polls. You
yeah.
should be able to click as many as you feel apply.
Because I also feel that I'm also part of the community member.
Exactly.
Of course
Exactly.
you are. Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
So a lot like activist, worker, unionist, member
Yes.
of member
You're the
of
leader
community.
too.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
everything.
Well, I can see the results coming in. You can't, and no one's clicked on leader yet. Surprise! Quick, someone click on it. There you go.
I click leader.
Okay,
I
good.
click
Yeah,
on
it's showing
leader.
up now.
Yes.
It's showing up now. Yes.
Because for me it's like activist and leader, it's similar.
Yes.
Because we are active to collect the, collective and active from the ground. So it doesn't mean leader, those who lead something. It's about those who want to change. So for me,
Yes.
I give the definition is different.
Ooh.
So you
How
can
many
see
how
then.
many you have?
Yeah.
Oh, only. Uh-huh.
So we've got
Mm.
lots of researchers,
Okay.
mainly researchers, practitioners, members of community and advocates. So yeah, we're looking to learn from everyone. And it's true that we often have to cross many different roles, wear many different hats in the work that we do. So thank you everyone for sharing your responses to that. We've got one more question for everyone before we hear from our wonderful speakers. So we're going to do a chat
excited with the
wave.
question.
Good. Yeah, we want you to answer this too. So for those of you that have never done a chat wave, it's very simple. You need to be able to access the Zoom chat, so make sure you have that open, and I'm going to ask you a question. And you're going to type your answer to the question in the chat, but the most important thing is don't press enter until I tell you. So just type your answer in the chat, but don't press enter. And then when I say go, we will see everyone's answers together like a beautiful wave of inspiration. So that's what a chat wave is. And I'm going to reveal the question now,
Okay.
if you're ready. So, what values do gender transformative leaders need to embody? So you might pick your top value, you might pick a few. We know there's going to be more than one. We know we don't have to get it all spot on right now. So what just first thing that comes to mind, like, or you feel in your heart, what do transformative leaders need to embody in terms of their values? So type away, don't press enter yet. I'll give you a minute and then we'll see the wave come in.
So I will wait until you said hit the button, then I will hit. Yeah.
Exactly. It's that we want to see it all come in together. And yeah, big hello to those people that joined as we started. And I think we do have a few people that were so eager to press go that they put their values in. So everyone else can as well now. So let's see, what values do we think gender transformative leaders need to embody?
Ooh.
So compassion, being open to work together, integrity, being a champion for others, intrepid and bold, empathy vision, lack of ego, equity, justice and equity, reflective self-awareness, courage, empathy, respect and collaboration, openness, flexibility, empathy and justice, commitment to care and kindness, empathy, justice and equalities. It's like a poem. So we can see what we really have some similarities there. We have a lot of empathy, a lot of justice, but we have some other ones that maybe we want to think about. Obviously, we want to be collaborative. Yeah, we want to try and keep humble and be bold and brave. So yeah, that's a beautiful starting point. So I'm very, very happy to now pass it over to Sister Phallin. So we're going to start with just a very brief introduction from our two speakers today, to give you a bit of context about the work they do. And then I'm going to hand it over to Kathy, who's going to lead us in a discussion, like fireside chat with our speakers. So before we do that, we're going to hear from Sister Phallin.
Okay, I think good evening from Cambodian to my friend, brother and sister. As we are in the labor activists, we always call brother and sister because we are together fight for social justice, and everyone, even though our member or worker, those we never know, but as we believe that those people should believe in dignity and social justice as we wish to see in our country or in the world. So Cambodian Food and Service Worker Federation, just we are working with the from one my member from food and beverage, and the other one is from entertainment sector, and also the other one is from we can say a service worker. So food and beverage, those worker who are working in the food processing, in the brewery, or in the beverage company, or enterprise level. And for the service worker who are working at the shop, and the hospitality, and entertainment worker, those who are working at the bar, at the pub, at the club, and also beer promoter, massage worker, and those who are working to accompany, we call hostess. It's hard for you to understand in the Cambodian context. It means the hostess who are sitting with the customer to accompany them to drink and push them to drink more because their salary or wage depend on the commission base. And for the another service worker, we call those worker working in the barista and fast food worker. So this is our target group. We are organize them in under our sector, and also we just organize another group, very young worker mostly. They are from food delivery worker. Those worker, a lot of young worker working there. So we are part of the research for support the advocacy to international campaign on International Labor Conference. The ILO just adopted the Convention 193 for digital platform worker. So a lot of we finding the issue from our member, especially for the women worker who are working in that sector. So to support, to push the international campaign, we try to conduct the research from our member. They understand and they know that the issue a lot, so they be part of that research and support to the international campaign with us. So this is just CSFWF, and just introduce my background a little bit. My background, I also from the beer promoter, so I'm just from entertainment sector, we can say. So until now, I work in the CSFWF. It's almost 20 years because I keep believe in that journey. I believe that working in the union, it's not about work, it's about fighting, keep fighting and hope for social justice. As I always talk to my member that we never have a dream. When I grow up, I want to be an entertainment worker, or when I grow up, I want to be a beer promoter. But the social issue change our dream. So that is why we don't know when they have a children, they wish that, oh, I want my I want my kid be a doctor or working in the civil servant and so on. But the social issue change their dream. So whatever they work, they should be living in the dignity and living a good life, well-being, respect their work. As we want to see that this is the social equal for everyone. So that's all from CSFWF and from me.
Thank you so much, Sister Phallin, for giving us that insight into the important work that you do. And now we're going to hear from Sister Dr. Inleusa a little bit about your work. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Dr. Inleusa Basengkham, and I am from Laos. I'm a transgender advocate. A little bit of background myself, I live as a man, like not as a man, but in a man body for more than 3.5 decades before I've made my decision to become the person that I was meant to be. So and the topic that I would like to discuss or to share with all of you today is about transgender rights in Laos PDI. And as the first question that Jessica posted, I'm everything, like not everything, but many things. I'm the leader, I'm the researcher. I have done quite a number of studies, and I'm also the leader. I lead the group of teachers, and also I provide training and build capacity for many people who needs my support and who see the importance, or who see my values in terms of capacity building and social inclusion. So I can relate my personal issues or personal experiences to the topic. It's because when I was like, let's say before I transitioned, I did not have a chance to lead and to become like the somebody who have power. So I feel like after I transition, my voice are getting heard and taken into consideration, even if it was it's better than before. So as you can see, I show in the slide and still but in Laos, as you know, it's quite sensitive to put the words activist. So I rather put advocate. So, but this is some facts that I would like everybody here to know about Laos. Like in my countries, there is you cannot change your name even if you undergone surgery. You cannot change your name. There is no law or any document to allow you to do that. You cannot run any process to just get because I'm still holding my passport. I changed pictures, but still my title is still Mr. Inleusa. So that's the only thing that I cannot change at the moment. So but I love that's why as you can see in front of my name, I put the title like Dr. In, because I want to get rid of that Mr. So I put Doctor instead. And even though there is no criminalizing the law that criminalize being transgender or whatsoever, but in terms of social acceptance, it's quite low for transgender women, and also opportunities. So we can talk more about that later on, because I still have question to ask, and then from that I may have I may add something to you, and then we can discuss from there about some interesting questions ahead. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Inleusa. Okay, before I hand it over to Kathy, we obviously want to involve everyone here. We want to embody those values of inclusion. So you are very welcome to ask questions to our speakers via the Easy Retro board at any point during the discussion. If a question comes to mind, just pop it in the board. So you can scan this QR code, or I will also put the link in the chat. And then we will go to those questions once we've heard from our speakers. So please do feel free to be sharing those as we go. But now I'm very happy to hand it over to Kathy, and we're going to hear some what I imagine will be very inspiring discussions today from everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Jessica, for handing over and for leading us to so many interesting questions. So I'm going to pose the same question to both of our speakers. And the first question is, I'll direct it to Sister Phallin at the moment. Sister Phallin, can you tell us how you became a transformational leader? Because not everybody becomes a leader. And you've ended up as being the president of the Cambodian Youth and Service Workers Federation. So we'd just love to know about your younger life and how you got to where you are today.
Yes, thank you so much. Actually, I can say the union gave me inside knowledge and changed my perspective, completely changed me. Because when I dropped school, because of the family economic issue, financial issue, so I dropped school at 15 years old. So I start to work in the entertainment sector. I was a beer promoter when I was young, but lucky my body is a little bit big. So I teach them about my age. I told them that I'm 18 years old. So they believe me, because at that time, in Cambodian, not really functioning well on produce the ID card. So lucky that time I told them 18 years old, they believe me quickly. And so when I was a beer promoter, I try to keep some time to because I still like the study. I still keep going to school for learning English part-time. English part-time in the morning, keep walking and wake up early morning, even though sometimes I a bit drunk at the night time, but still wake up to go to join the study English in the morning, because I keep believe that I dream that if someday I want to change job, because in Cambodian, when I was a beer promoter, very big stigma at that time during 1998. I never tell my family that I working in the beer promoter unless they saw my uniform. But sometimes when I wash my uniform, I try to hide my uniform. I don't want my neighbor know me that where I work. Because when they know that I work in the beer promoter or entertainment sector, they always say that this is the sex worker at that time. So it's a bit challenge. I try to hide myself from my family and so on. But when the union, I know the union, and they have a training program for the women in the entertainment sector. And I have one motorbike, and I take my motorbike. I collect 4 people with my motorbike, and the one is a driver. So I bring them go to the union office and learning. And lucky for me, I know that among the beer promoter, another people who could not read and write, but I'm the one lucky among them. So I can read, I can write, and good writing also. So I feel that I obsessed with that training. So later on, when they have another training, I keep joining and attending the training with the union. And also, especially the training on OSH is about occupational health and safety at work. It's at that time they are providing the training about HIV/AIDS. It's for me to join and also become a peer-to-peer education at with the other beer promoter at my workplace. So later on, I start to work. They need the part-time union staff working in the union office because they don't have any allowance to support. So I said, okay, I want to work there. So then in the morning, I keep working in the union part-time. And in the lunchtime, I skip my lunch to go to the training computer training, because when I work with the women worker, I feel that if you want to support those who are lose opportunity, you need to strengthen your capacity. So I skip my lunch to join the part-time of computer learning to support the other future of work in my union role. And in the nighttime, I still working as an entertainment worker to talk with other women about the union work. But it's not easy to organize a women worker at the entertainment worker. I can say completely it's not easy, because the first thing is, they don't believe in the union, because mostly we can say entertainment worker, they are exercise the union rights very limited than the other sector like government sector. So they are exercise a lot in Cambodian, but for entertainment worker, it's hard to talk to them, and sometimes they curse us back, sometimes they bully us back. But I feel that if they have knowledge, high knowledge, they might be understand about union quickly like me. So we need to keep talking with them. Some people understand and some people did not understand. But sometimes I still keep hope, because I believe that if I'm still believe in union, why I cannot find the other friend who believe in the union the same as me. So I keep talking with the other women worker, even though we are changing clothes, even though we are in the bus together. When we talk about the union, some people ask the question back, and some people just feel like ironic to me. But whatever, I don't care. It's about it's about how to collective power. It's not easy. So later on, I start to back to school, continue my study to pass my exam, and I picked the study on law because I still believe that I work with the women workers, those who could not understand a lot about labor contract and another issue at their workplace. So the subject of law to support me and also support my role in the future to work with with those women workers and other workers. So I continue my study. I continue learning English by YouTube, and I keep learning computer to work. I believe that because my notice during the negotiation with the employer, we need to make a minute very fast because employer, they are agree but don't want to sign on the agreement. So our career as a union activist, when we finish the negotiation, we must have a minute meeting with the employer because sometimes when they are agree and if we don't sign, they will quickly to change. So we need to sign on what they are agree. So that is experience trained me a lot and observe a lot. So I working closely with the vulnerable voice speaker, talking with the other worker and negotiation, and later on I get the support from the worker elected me as the president. For me, I can say that it's not easy to have a woman to work as a union leader. But the first thing is we are struggle, we challenge ourselves first. And the second is working closely, whatever. We need to talk with them and prove them that it's not about sex, male or female. It's about heart working as a union. It's about heart. And as I saw my friend writing down in the question, like compassion, sympathy, and this is what the union leader should be have. It's not, even though you have a good brain, but if you don't have a good heart, you will exploit those people. You will exploit, you will corrupt. The union leader easy to corrupt with the, employer. They brave to give a lot of money to you. If you are not integrity with the member, if you are not have a sympathy with the worker or member, it's easy for you to betray your member because of you pick your personal interest before the collective interest. So from my side, for the gender transformative, it's about the first thing, how to integrate working together. The first way is about building trust. Sometimes trust, we always say, many years to build, but just 1 minute to break. And then you take a lot of many years to build trust again. So for the union fighting for social justice, the trust, and from my observation, women leader, in my experience, I found that women always, it's hard to corrupt. It's hard to corrupt because the women have, as a mother, we can say the social label as a mother. So you can see the mother have everything with their children, compassion, sympathy, loving kindness, and everything with their children, whatever. So for the society, give a power a lot to male. So sometimes they have a lot of slogan for the male, like you cannot drop your tea, but you brave to drop your blood. So that's why the world make war more and more because of the ego from male and male. So this is my experience. I just want to conclusion, but I did not attack male or female, but whatever is about the heart, whatever you are, female or LGBT or man, but if you are not a good heart, you will more exploitation. The same way you will exploit by spoil by capitalist system, money
Thank you very
oriented.
much. Thank you. I think that was a very inspiring start to the discussion, and I think we can see from Sis Phallin's life 100% dedicated to the people she works with and for. And talking about those wonderful values of trust and empathy, and how fragile these values are if you betray them, and also the central importance of having a heart. So thank you very much for that, Phallin. I'd like to ask the same question now to Dr. Inleusa, who actually does have a PhD, of course. It's not just putting a D instead of an M. It'd be lovely to hear about your transformation, about your journey to the person that you have become today. And I just want to add, I had the wonderful privilege of meeting Dr. Inleusa 2 years ago in Laos, and I was incredibly inspired. So it's a great honor to have you here today. So thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me as well, and also, of course, thank you for the questions. So I am for me, it's going to be very short. It's going to be very short, but before I talk about the first question, I just want to clarify that I just want to show off my poster today. So I put this in my background, which is different from the other person. So please accept my apology. So I post because I just started my new company and the center, and tomorrow it's going to be the last day for me. Why I do that? Why? Because I want to become, because I know that I can do better from what I'm doing now, and I realize that people don't see my true values. And I mean, if you feel like you are not in the right place, then you have to move to the place where you think going to be the right place for you. So yeah. So for me, my journey began as a transgender woman, growing up in Laos, and I often feel like different, and I face misunderstanding and discrimination. There are several times that I also when I doubted about myself, wonder whether I would ever be accepted, and always thinking, I mean, yeah, whether or not what I do is going to be accepted by society, and what am I going to be? That's always the question in my head, and facing a lot of discriminations, ignorance, and everything, and based on my gender identity and sexual orientation, but instead of allowing those experiences to define me as a person, I choose education. And it's interesting though, because the reason that I like to choose education, because my dad, he said, if you don't want to be a baker, you have to have education. And when I was growing up, I was afraid. I was afraid of being poor and having no money, and I did not want to. And because he said, if you don't want to go to school, you take a bowl and then you go to the market. I put you and you sit in front of the market, because people coming in and out of the market, and you just give me money if you don't want to go to school. That's what my dad said. And then I didn't want to be like that, and I choose education as my pathway, and I work hard, earn my PhD and dedicated my career to promote gender equality, disability, and social inclusion in general, and particularly for LGBTIQ people, and focusing on protecting children, like LGBTIQ children, because there's the term and concept is not well understood in Lao society, and people don't understand, fully understand what it means to be LGBTIQ person, and usually parent and particularly father, they beat their children, and and that is dangerous. So that is one of my passions about helping and the countries and the society. And today I can say that I have privilege of working with the government, institution, development partners, and communities to help create more inclusive policies and practices. For me, sister said, transformation is not about changing who you are. It's about having the courage to become who you truly are, and helping, and while helping others to be in the same and to have the same opportunities, and not to be boasted, but I think I am the first, if not the only one, trans women who have the chance to speak in front of the high-ranking government officials. I used to sit next to the DDG, when I was working with GIZ, when I was working with USAID project in energy sector. My presence in the environment or in the male-dominated sector, and to speak and to help them with the technical knowledge and to do interpretation, witness that you don't look at somebody, for what they are, but you have to look at what they can do to support and to give back to the society. So this is it's a long story short, but this is how I transform from like being a teacher at college to a professor at university, and to go to Japan and to Portugal to earn my studies, and to finally have PhD right now. So this is my story that I would like to share to everyone. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, I think that's amazing. Thanks very much. So that's a beautiful story of somebody who knew they were in the wrong body and were being raised differently to how they wanted to be raised, and just said, I'm going to change myself and I'm going to be the person that I want to be, and such strong determination. So it's very inspiring indeed. So thank you very much for that. And Jessica, can you go to the next question? Okay, we've spoken a great deal today already about values. Which values are central to transformation, and examples of particular values and how they lead to change. Sis Phallin, I think we'll start with you again. When we first met to discuss this webinar, I did ask you a question about some findings that we had from research in Cambodia, which was that often women get elected into positions of power or leadership, but they quite often give up. And you talked about women needing support at different levels and from different communities. I'd be interested to know if you could talk more about that, and just generally about the central values that you find are important for transforming society into a more equitable society, and a society that has heart. This is Phallin, over to you.
Thank you. It's leading to change, gender transformative. The first thing is we need to work dynamic. It's not only because the Cambodian context, back to my country. In the first thing, when we talk about gender, they only refer to women. I did not talk about feminists, the feminists more conflict in Cambodian. So only in that time, when we talk about gender, they always refer to women and women. So it's sometimes to make internal conflict. So we need to work dynamic with the male, female to support and make them understand that this is the injustice issue in our society. If they are exploit women, if they are take away the power from the women. So when I give an example from North Korea. I said, in North Korea, they need to order the male have the same style of haircut. So see, when they are exploit the women, then they will looking for another people they want to exploit and control. So it's not about you have a privilege in this society. When you have a privilege at that time, then the other people, if someday that some people they have a privilege than you, they have opportunity than you, they have social status better than you, they will exploit you also. So this is the way we need to give the social analyzing, and then we need to work closely with their family also, because sometimes I work with the women worker and activists. The first thing is family issue. If their family, I can say family is the power for them, very influential to them. So we need to work closely with their family to make them feel that this is their work. When their wife working in the union, you should be proud because your wife want to work to change the social issue, and your wife is the, I can say, respectful from those people. Not many people working to fight for social justice. Only some of us not accept inequality, power in our society. So you need to respect, you need to work and support together. So the first thing is we need to work with the community, because sometimes we all a human being. Sometimes we are feeling lonely. So we need to make, feel them that safe space. Safe space is very important. And even though we are working with the women activists, you can see that, they are very strong at the front line, but sometimes they are still have a feeling as a human being. So we need to create a safe space for them to share, to talk, to feel that this is your sister. You can cry, you can drop your tea, whatever, not judgment. When you are crying, you feel that this is your sister. You can healing your emotion. You can tell everything about what is the emotion inside your heart. You cannot drop, but here you can drop. We can say we are the cabin of the garbage, so they can feel safe to drop, feel safe to express their feeling. So cry is also freedom of expression. So sometimes we don't need to talk, just cry, and after cry, it's okay. We can laugh because we are human. We are not robot. And sometimes when we are living in the social, it's not democracy. Women more under pressure and depression. So this is how we are working, create the environment from myself. I talk with my union leader at the ground from male. I talk with them and they feel safe with me also. They also cry. I said, it's okay to be cry, not female or male, because we are human. We have a tea. If we don't have tea to drop, we are not human anymore. You can cry with me, it's okay. So sometimes they are facing another challenge and they are talk to me, and after they are cry, tomorrow I said, see, after running, you are feel better now. So keep going after cry. Sometimes we cry, but we keep fight. Cry it doesn't mean we are weakness. Cry it means that we are stronger, but we want to drop the heavy inside our heart, and then we keep going, and then we keep continue and hope again. So for me, my experience, I working with the male and female. Male also, they need space to cry also. So we need to create a brother and sister feel that they can be cry whatever. Just cry, and that doesn't need to ask about why you cry. Just let them go. Just let them feel safe. So it's the brother and sister, they feel that okay, I have a space for express my feeling. So that's it from me. So I think that this is the value for us. It's about sharing the feeling together, keep going together. Sometimes we don't need to ask the question, just let them healing. And then some people, I feel that even though me and also my other friend, some people, they just need only people listen about what they are thinking, what they want to drop, and they don't need advice. And sometimes we just sit down with the listen, no judgment. That is enough for for brother and sister fighting for social justice in our country and other country, not only in our country.
Well, thank you very much. And I felt like crying a little bit actually during that presentation, because in a way we talked at the beginning about empathy and caring. You put it so much better in just terms of being there for other people, whether you speak or not, you're just there. And we all know that the situation in Cambodia can be difficult to work in trade union activism. So that was very inspiring indeed. Thank you very much for that. Yes. And also, I just think the other thing that really we have learned is the importance of safe spaces. That's part of it. At all levels, within the family as well. A woman needs support within the family to become a leader, and at the community level and at the higher levels. Thank you. Dr. Inleusa, let's turn to you. Let's talk about one or two of the values that you hold most dear or are closest to your heart. I can't hear you, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So to me, well, actually, there are quite numbers of, values, but I'm gonna bring some of the things that I believe that it's very essential to me personally and to also my work. And of course, the number one is courage. I have been told that I am the one who is most courageous, making the decision to transform from being in a man body to becoming a woman and successful with education and to represent the countries in the beauty pageants, and that's and I can explain. I mean, my explanation why courage can lead to transformation is that when I work with the community, I try to encourage community people to speak and to talk about their issues, even if they are not coming from a rich family, or even if they think that their voice are not very popular. But I try to always encourage them to speak. Because if you don't speak, nobody's going to hear about your problems. And the community development plan and everything is not for the privilege, it's for everybody. So that's why I think the number one value, it's the courage. And the next one, it's empathy. Empathy here, I mean, when you are genuinely listened to somebody and to understand their stories and what happens to them, and believe in what they are telling you, then if you don't have that attitude, then you will not be able to come up with inclusive policies, and you will not touch the right points. You will not be able to touch on the right where people feel hurt and things that they are facing in their life, and so we have to be really empathy. And I conducted my PhD study, and I do anthropology, and I spend many months with the community people, and I talk to women because my topic was about gender inequality in education and gender disparity in education. So I talked to women who went to Thailand, who migrated to Thailand to work, and then came back after getting older and ended up being a mother and stay home and do the household chores. So they were the one who ended who closed their opportunities, but not because they wanted to, but society forced them to do so. So I talked to them, and I asked them to tell me their story. So I listened to them. So I came up with a very nice conclusion. And my professor liked my studies a lot. And the next one, I think it's respect. Respect. I mean, if you're policy maker, if you're a change maker, and you want to make changes, and if you want to make sure that you consider that no one's left behind, you want to make sure that you don't leave anybody behind, then you have to respect everything, like respect their voices, respect what they're trying to say, and give you their opinions regardless of who they are, financial situation, family background, ethnic, whoever people with or without disability. You need to respect their voices and listen to them. So I think these can lead to transformation. And last one is collaboration. This is actually based on what I experience when I work with the community and with the people, and I believe that the real transformation happen when, for example, like government, civil societies and communities and development partners work together. In my work, for example, when I have seen when the local people, when the community people and government officials, women unions and community members, like when they sit together and genuinely listen to one another, they begins to see inclusion not as an obligation, but as an opportunity to improve people's life. They see the importance of collaboration. They see the importance of, opinions that share among the communities and everybody involved. So I think these are the 4 values that I would like to bring up here in the discussion, and I think in my work, I carry these values, and it helps me transform and become better and better and every day in my work and myself personally. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. So I think just to recap quickly, those 4 values were courage, empathy, respect, and collaboration. And what I really liked is inclusion is not an obligation. I really like that. Because it's become so fashionable to talk about inclusion, but you have to mean it. Jessica, I want to suggest that we don't do the last question, because we should look at the retro board. We've only got 8 minutes, and maybe let people participate with their questions. Oh, crikey. Maybe, Jessica, you can pick out some questions for people. Could you, for us, for the speakers? I can't see them.
Yes. Okay, so we have quite a number of questions. And so I would imagine we can also ask our lovely speakers to perhaps share some insights after the session, and we can share it through the community of practice. But we have one question: what advice can you give on how to stay hopeful and within one's power nudge systems change? So maybe we start with that one, and whoever feels ready to answer it.
Can you recap how to stay hopeful?
How to stay hopeful, and then within your own kind of capacity and power, how can we nudge systems change?
So how can we contribute to systems change?
Yeah. Or maybe we just destroy this system and we create a new one.
Who would like to answer that? Yes, go on, Phallin.
Yeah, I can go first, because that one I always keep talking with my union member during the union training program, because some people like, we don't want to burn the society and create a new one. So just like hope, it's about the vision. Like we are believe in the women enjoy their right, can be exercise their right, and women can be take hold the power and in the process of decision making and so on. So this is the long journey we need to go through. So a lot go through this journey, we face a lot of problem, obstacle, and so on. So the hopeful is about what we are believe inside. If we are keep believe, like this is we are like running the marathon and Olympia, we need to pass we need to pass it to the new generation. Like, for example, I say one word to my union member, like Angkor Wat Temple. You might be know very popular, no? So Angkor Wat Temple, who is building the temple? The building the temple is the Jayavarman number 7, is the king. But who is take the legacy now? Not from his family. We don't know who's changed from the family one generation to generation. So, but he just built it without asking, oh, what is the future? Who take that temple from my generation, from my family, king, and so on? He never asked, but he keep doing during his power. So from me, as we say, we just keep doing what we are believe. If we are keep believe and doing, we don't need to ask about, oh, why that people change and they are corrupt? Oh, that people is already corrupt. Why I continue my journey, so on. The journey of the union and social justice, it's not easy. Sometimes we are spoiled, break solidarity because of capitalist and tactic, and also money and materialistic and so on. So for us, we could not change the other people, but who under our control is ourselves. So we just control ourselves. Don't compare yourself like to other, because in Cambodian context, a lot of people change political perspective. They are join the ruling party to get the money and to get the big house and so on. A lot of money when they are change their role from union activists to the ruling party, and then they got a lot of money and become richer and richer. But this is their choice. But for us, we don't need to compare ourselves to them. They are not under our control, but we are under ourselves in our power control. So just keep believe. Just don't ask the question, how many years? Just keep going, because the reason it's not easy, because we fight with the system, we fight with the social, with the capitalist system. So, but what we can say, keep doing what we can do and believe what we are doing, and keep telling our children, our member, say that if not change in our generation, whatever in the new generation, they will keep our vision and mission. Keep going from one generation to generation. Thank you. That is from me.
Thank you, Phallin. So I think that's a wonderful contribution about never giving up, and social justice maybe being like a wave and it just continues on and on and on. And to be very careful not to be corrupted. And the idea of you have power over yourself and you have power over your integrity. Very important. Jessica, it's now 2 minutes left, so I'm not sure we've got time to go back to Dr. Inleusa. Can you just tell us next steps?
Well, perhaps we can hear one final reflection, I think, from Dr. Inleusa, if there's anything. If you could, I think you're good at brief answers, so maybe like 30 seconds if there's anything you'd like to share with the audience, and then we'll do our wrap up.
Well, I think okay, I'm not mute. So I think like sister said, we cannot change the system. I mean, but what we can do to live our life and to always have hope is that we believe in ourselves and see our own values and what we can do to ourselves, and what can we support ourselves. But of course, at the same time, you have to make sure that you are enough before you can help others. Because if you do not have enough, then how can you support others, right? So that's how we can always feel hopeful in our life. But I just want to close, because we don't have enough time to talk a lot, but there are questions maybe maybe give me 30 seconds. I'm going to read the question and then I will go with my final statement. For both inspiring speakers, what have been your lessons learned about how to build strong allies and to support your work on allies, and how did you find people you can trust? The only one thing that I can gain trust from people is to be myself, to be true to myself, and to always act upon what I think. I speak, I do what I said, and one day you're going to see who is real for you and who is not. Time will tell you. So to have allies, you don't have to, because you cannot force everybody to trust you. You just be yourself and, make yourself values, and people who love you, they will support you. They will always encourage you. They will always say good things about you. But people who are jealous of you, they will never be satisfied in anything, in whatever you do. They're going to complain. They're going to have opinions on you. So just be yourself, be, your true, maybe the word authenticity. I don't know the word. I mean, my English is not very good, but yeah, that's what I want. That's what I would like to say. And come back to our discussion about leadership, about transformation leadership. And I think, I want to close and probably give more time to Jessica and other people to speak. Like, to me, like, leadership is not about having, again, power over others. It's about, creating opportunities for others to discover their own power. So to me, that's what I think. And my dreams is not simply to be remembered as a transgender woman or like who succeeded, but as someone who helped make success possible for many others people. That's how we live our life, and to make our life more meaningful, not just for ourselves, but for others, people around us as well. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a big thanks to both our speakers today for these really very powerful messages of authenticity and integrity and supporting and empowering others. I think we could have spoken for a long time, and hopefully we will have some kind of follow-up. But just to say, if there's any insights you want to share before you leave today that you particularly took from our speakers, please do that before we'll stay on. I know we're a few minutes over time, but if you want to share anything that you particularly took away, please do. I know that I definitely captured a lot of notes and inspiring things. Of course, we are an ongoing series and community of practice and part of the CGIAR Accelerator as well. So we will be popping some links in the chat, if you're not already a member of the community of practice, or you haven't perhaps delved into the Gender Hub. And just to remind you that this is an ongoing series running from May until November. So if you missed previous episodes, they're on our YouTube channel. And if you are registered for this one, it means you're registered for all the others in the series. Maybe just pop them in your calendar if the Zoom hasn't automatically done that for you. So we have the next one next month, and in that one on August the 4th, we have 4 very inspiring speakers, and we'll be looking at how to put transformative leadership into practice in the business context across Africa. So I'm sure another very interesting and inspiring conversation to be had there. And if you don't already know, this series this year is a continuation of the webinar series we did last year, Gender Lens for Business Sense, and you can find all the resources, all the videos for those on the website, on the CGIAR Gender website, and on the YouTube channel. So we will follow up in the community of practice, but just to say thank you very much for participating today. A huge thank you to our speakers and the GTRM team for putting on this series. And we wish you all a wonderful evening or rest of your day. So take care, everyone, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.